Good evening, everyone. Steve here from theturtlefollower.com with your stock market outlook video for Saturday, October 17th, 2015. Market really just continued the rally that started 2 weeks ago. We had a point here right at this 2012 where it looked like we were going to roll over, and I think I even had even discussed it in the previous stock market outlook video about looking for a potential reversal here, and then maybe even putting in a short trade. I had a short trade on for some time, but honestly, it never really came back into this range or build up any type of steam, and the market just continued to just grind higher. Okay, we had this huge move here on Thursday, all right, followed by a continuation on Friday. So now we're kind of into maybe the market doesn't want to go down. Okay, so you got to think of it that way too. Even though I really thought it would go down, maybe it just doesn't want to go down, and that's a viable option as well. So looking at this right here, right now, I still think that upside is probably somewhat limited. Couple reasons for that. All right, first reason, if you look here on the weekly chart, you can see that we are coming up to the 200-day moving average. So I would expect that to act as some type of resistance once we come up to that area. All right, so similar to how it acted as support on the way up, it could act as resistance, potentially for right here, right now. A couple other things. We are coming into this huge area here between 2040 and 2012, say. And that has a bunch of different support areas. Okay, you can see support that was broken, or I'm sorry, resistance that was broken right here at 2012. And then we have some resistance here from the low from the middle of July. That's at 2023. That was just broken on Friday. We have another resistance area here at 2035, which is one that I'm concentrating on, and we'll go over that in one minute. But you can see that's the low from 5.7, the low here from the end of June, and then again this big low here from the end of or beginning of August. So that's a very large level, key level in this move. And then after that you have 2048, and then honestly after that you're probably looking all the way up here around 2113. So I don't think, and again, who knows what happens, I just don't see the market blasting off and trading 2113, because all of these people in here that did own, if they didn't get knocked out here, then they're going to be looking to sell at this point. So with all the resistance overhead, I still think, again, between the 200-day and these levels that I outlined here, still think easier path is down. But as I said, the market just didn't had these two days here, and that was it, and that was taken back with one big day. So for right here, I still think we roll over, but as each of these resistance levels break, it becomes more and more likely that this could very well be similar to 2011. And if we go back, I don't have it on this chart, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Go to like a 4-year daily chart. Gotta go back a little bit further. 5-year daily. Okay, so here was 2011. We had this big breakdown. Okay, big, huge breakdown. Grind it around, and then all of a sudden, we start working our way back up. Come up and hit some support. All right, pull back, and then we're pretty much off to the races at that point. Okay, you just grind higher for the better part of 4 months, and then all of a sudden you're at new highs. So I'm starting to think that that's the scenario that plays out here, but we're going to take it one step at a time. The one reason I do think this 2036 is a little bit more important is because of this downtrend line. Okay, you can see here this downtrend connecting the high and then the breakdown area. You can see we're coming right into that level. All right, so I would not be surprised to see maybe us move up a little bit more, even break the trend line, and then close below it. All right, so that's one thing that I'm looking for, is a move up. All right, test 2036, and then ultimately close below trend line, and then that would as well signal some type of reversal. But at this point, I don't think these are shortable areas. All right, I just don't think that. I think this is more of a pause for the overall trend. I just think we end up higher by the end of the year than where we are now, and that's just going off of what we're looking at here. I just think the market wants higher, and these are just kind of little pit stops along the way. So that's what we're looking at on the ES. Again, I would say short term, our upside is probably limited. Longer term, I would say market wants higher. The NQs, all right, again, similar situation. These have already broken this downtrend. Okay, you can see that right through here. That was actually a perfect connection with this spike high from the Fed meeting in September. But you can see we've already broken that. The one thing we haven't broken is that actual high. All right, you can see that right there at 441 or 4,441. Again, really not much left in the way of resistance after that. I would say you're probably looking at something along the 45 area, maybe something around the 44.80, and then ultimately the highs. But just understand that right here, right now, I would say upside probably limited because we're pushing this 441 area. All right, probably maybe get a little bit of a pullback, but ultimately I think we could again have, I'm not saying new highs, but I think the market would probably be higher at the end of the year than where it is now. The Dow, all right, /YM for the futures, you can see again broke this downtrend line. Okay, that's all been broken. Have this uptrend line in place, and again coming into some significant resistance right in here around 17,250, and you can see those are the support areas, pretty much support in here. So I would say anywhere in the 17,000 to 17,300 is probably some significant resistance for the market. But again, once we break that, you're probably looking at something closer to this 17,500, and then ultimately all the way up here to almost 18,000. So it's very possible that this can just continue higher. And don't forget, we also have the 200-day moving average, which right now currently sits at 17,518. All right, so it may not be a surprise to see a reversal off of that bottom side of the 200-day. All right, and last but not least, YM. Okay, here's your downtrend once again. All right, this is the predominant trend right now. All right, the downtrend hasn't been broken yet. All right, and just as we would for any other trading position, we then look for potential areas that we would want to see hold. All right, so if I was short this, I would say even if we broke trend, that's fine. But if we started breaking 1190, then things get a little bit different. All right, things are now, we're not putting in the longer downtrend. We're breaking that. We're breaking swing highs, and those swing highs even go back even further than what I have drawn here. They go back till the beginning of March. All right, and then again, we'll see where we come to, but you could see we did hit a little resistance right at the trend line, so that's not surprising. But with the rest of the way the markets are, again, I would expect a little bit of a pullback, and then ultimately these to continue trading higher. But this is definitely the weaker of the four that we just looked at. So again, just taking a look here, this is a tough market right now because it really didn't give you a chance to get out on the way down. All right, this huge pullback here, then it kind of trapped you a little bit on maybe some longs, and you got the pullback. Now it's not really giving you a chance to get long. So definitely a difficult market. It's trade them as easy as possible. Don't overcomplicate things. And as I said, everything points to a potential pause or maybe even a pullback this week. But the way the market's been reacting, I wouldn't be surprised to just see us blast right through those trend lines, and then ultimately really just go sideways and then continue higher. So that's what I'm looking for this week. members, head on over to this weekend's weekend update. We'll go over all our positions and a few potential new ones off the 52-week high list. All right, have a great rest of the week. Talk to you soon.